Hey guys, we are here to talk to you today about G10 and why we use it on our knife handles. G10 is a composite fiberglass and epoxy material. It's man-made. It's made with heat and pressure. It's layers of fiberglass, layers of epoxy, and when it's done, what you get is a very, very durable product. You also get the ability to pretty much make any kind of color and pattern combination that you want to. So you can actually make them look really pretty, like our orange and black handles. So let's talk about the drawbacks of a natural hand material. And if you look at my personal custom knives, like my Josh Smith Knives website, you're gonna see I use nothing but natural hand materials, and there's a reason for that. Those knives are more collectible. There's something really special about a natural hand material, like a natural hardwood, mammoth ivory, fossilized walrus ivory, stuff like that, mother of pearl. There's a lot of really cool hand materials out there. The drawback is we are making working knives for working people, and those products, those knives, are not as durable. I can't send somebody in good conscience out in the field year after year after year with a fossil mammoth ivory handle. It's more delicate. Hand material like wood tends to absorb blood. It tends to crack. It can change with the climate. So if I send something from, here in Montana in the winter to a hot, humid, or a hot, dry climate, or you live in a hot, dry climate and then you go work or you go hunt in a super cold, super humid, super wet climate, that material can change. Hand material like that will absorb moisture, it'll absorb blood, it can expand and contract, and eventually potentially cause you issues. So the advantage to hardwoods and stuff like that is that it's really pretty. It's cool looking, it has some nostalgia to it. Other drawbacks is quite frankly, this whole thing behind cutting down our rainforests and cutting down hardwoods, and I personally can't keep track of what hardwood is endangered. I've had people get upset at me before because this certain kind of wood is endangered and using it for knife handles. And it might be wood that's been cut down for 50 years. I don't know, I can't keep track of those things, so it's a safer bet all the way around to go with a man-made material like a G10. So let's talk about the advantages to G10. G10 is, as I said, incredibly durable. Basically, it's literally bulletproof. You can hammer on it. You could beat on something with this knife. It's not going to warp. It's not going to crack, expand, contract, none of that stuff. It will not absorb blood. It will not absorb water. So, and actually it has a really good texture, especially with the way we do our handles. We actually leave the milling texture from our mills on the handle scales. So when it gets bloody or gets grease on it or wet, it does not slip in the hand. So that's, more advantages for the G10 hand material. It's pretty easy for us to machine. It looks really good. We can choose different color combinations for different reasons that we want to. All those things lead to reasons why G10 and our hand materials that we're using are better or probably more suited for the knives that we're making than a natural hand material. There's other man-made materials out there. I've experienced some of that stuff. I've prototyped and played with a lot of stuff. Some of it burns easily under a mill or a belt grinder. Some of it's more difficult to work. Some of it's softer. This stuff is pretty hard. It's pretty scratch resistant. I wouldn't say it's scratch proof. You can also kind of bring this stuff back to life, like I've noticed with our chef's knives. Some of the color looks to be like sucked out of it when you take it out of our chef's knife rolls. That's just some of the moisture content on the surface from those brand new leather rolls absorbing some moisture out of the surface. So all you have to do is take a little bit of mineral oil, rub it on this handle, and it'll look like brand new. Wood will discolor over time. It'll actually darken. I've made a lot of custom knife handles where I grind the handle off and it looks beautiful. And then I see it 5 years later and it's super, super dark. The oils from your skin, just life in general, the sunlight will darken a lot of those woods and completely change what that knife looked like when it was brand new. This knife will not change with years of use, other than just the blade looking more beat up, scratches some of the character that you personally put into it. So that is why we use G10. It's why I love it. As I said, we've got a few knives floating around out there with micarta. Micarta is a material that's made similar, but it's made, there's a linen micarta and a paper micarta. Maybe in a future video we'll go over that, especially if we start using that material again. Again, that's a very durable material. Drawbacks to that are you don't really have a lot of color options, a lot of pattern options. And I don't know if I would say that it's less durable than this, but I like the look of the G10 just more personally. So that is the reason why we use G10. Put these knives to work because that's what they're built for.